That means
Happy Thursday, children of the lawn.
happy throwback Thursday.
With one of the funniest guests I've ever had.
Man, I'm telling you, you're gonna laugh. Yeah, we wanted something set up for some funniness. Oh, there you go. Well, that's what would be that. Look at that. That ended just almost perfect.
Yeah.
So where are you guys? You're out there behind the chair somewhere. I see you. I see
And
you.
look, Sue's chair is almost the same colors.
Yeah, well, that's, listen, our people are
That's the
coordinated.
force. That's the force.
So man, I was combing through footage of past shows, and I don't know if you remember Clark Gayton, but that he is one funny dude.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I find, unless somebody's an absolute prick and has no sense of humor, most entertainers have a humorous side. Clark certainly does.
Well, I have met the pricks that have no sense of humor.
You have?
Sure, I have. Yes, I have.
Yes, you have.
I have.
Well, there's those.
There's those.
There's pricks with senses of humor, but more pricks without it. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, this is, I listen to these stories and I know what the stories are and I'm listening to them and it's just so perfect. He's paints a really good picture of the life of a musician. Now you have to realize that
Abe Vogel, you know how he was very
he was great.
Yeah.
He had just the funniest stories, but and nothing away from Abe's stories, but Clark, when he tells the thing about O.C. Smith, you'll have to listen. You'll have to pay attention. This is this is one of the funnier people that we've had on, and we're talking about. Not only are we talking about O.C. Smith, you guys remember O.C. Smith?
No.
God didn't make little green apples.
Oh, yeah, I remember
It don't
that song.
rain in Indianapolis in the summertime.
I remember that song. I didn't know that's who did that. I would have thought that was like Bobby Goldsboro or something. The one that's saying,
I know the one.
I miss you.
Yeah. You blame every song you don't know on
And my
him.
mother would cry every time she heard that song.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time she says that. Talk about the tie yellow ribbon.
That's Tony Orlando.
Well, who's Bobby Goldsboro? Oh, the tree, honey, right,
Yeah.
honey, right. I'm sorry, I'm not up on my. Now, what kind of rock is that? That's not yacht rock, is it?
I think that was just like
Rot rock.
It wasn't pop.
No, it was plop. That's unfair, Bobby. You made enough freaking money. I can have a laugh. That's all. Okay, so.
Plop rock.
Well.
I don't think it's any kind of rock.
No, igneous rock.
Let's see, what kind of music? I think it's contemporary. Would it be contemporary?
Well, it depends when it was. If you were then, it would be contemporary. Now, I don't know. Here we go. We're into, man, she's loving searching this stuff. She's got buttons now. I can push her buttons too.
I'm looking to see what kind of music Bobby Goldsboro did. Pop and country, it says.
Country. Cop.
I don't know any country songs by him.
You don't?
No.
Well, O.C. Smith did one of his songs.
Who's that? Oh, the Green Apple guy? Let's see what kind of music was Little Green Apples.
See who wrote Little Green Apples.
Okay. I didn't really care for that song. It wasn't my kind of.
Are you really? Because we're having O.C. Smith on the show next week. What the hell's going on here?
Well, okay.
Did you put something in my hair? No. All right.
Why? What did it look like?
Well, it looks like I don't know what it is. Looks like one rebel group decided to rebel against the rest of the Hares. These guys.
Bobby Russell wrote Little Green Apples.
Really?
Whoever that is. We're having him on next week too. Sorry,
Yeah,
Bobby.
they're performing with Yoda McCullough at the Dairy Queen in Nashville. What?
What?
Okay.
Oh, with Yoda McCullough. Chris Chanel says better than Brown Eyed Girl. I like Brown Eyed Girl. I just think there's a lot of musicians that have played one too many jam or wedding.
Well, we're going to get to find out.
Or partay.
We're going to get to find out what songs Sting hates to play.
Oh.
This is. I should probably just jump right in.
Well,
First of all, let me give props. Hang on.
Okay.
I gotta pull this up. Oh
yeah.
This is the Downton Abbey part.
Some of the past of the peas.
Yeah, this is some of the peas. Love the Downton Abbey.
But this is Angus.
Yes, Angus, aka Dr. Clockers, will get on our bass. Wade Preston, we haven't seen way too long. On keys. And our buddy Tony Brown. So this is more keys. This is called Watts U, W-A-T-T-S U. Maybe it should have been Watts KNEW. Anyway, so that's Tony, Angus, Wade, and myself. And not even being in the same room. You know, I've never met Angus or Wade, and Tony I haven't seen since the last century.
Okay, well now Chris Chanel thinks that any Andy Summers song or Stuart Copeland song Sting hates to sing.
Means
Do
what?
you know that for a fact, Chris?
Yeah, it's not, and it's not. That's what he hates to play. Did those guys even write songs that he didn't write on?
I don't know.
Oh, we should have asked Jeff. But
Jeff will be in tomorrow.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So don't forget to ask Jeff. We're going to ask Jeff.
Okay.
This is some funny shit, you guys, and we'll be right here with you watching because this is. So if you have a question, just ask. We'll get to you. Yeah, go Angus. All right, Yoda?
Yeah.
How about that shit? That was.
Go Angus.
You know. But, well, anyway. What? Yes, every album, Stuart and Andy had one song apiece on each album.
Oh, okay. And you know that Sting didn't want to play those?
Well, we're not going to go there.
No. But I don't think I don't think he knows any songs that Steve didn't.
No, it says, well, you'll hear what he says. Anyway, watch this, guys, because this is some funny shit, and we'll see you in a minute.
Okay.
So, where's the melodica? Is the melodica local? Can we see it?
Yeah. Hold on.
Show and tell, kids. That's what we do. Rock and roll show and tell. He's going to show you the melodica, and then we're going to tell you about it.
Yeah. And I gotta tell you, the place he's playing tomorrow looks really nice.
Yeah, it looks like a
and
great
it looks like really good food.
And if there's anybody in Jersey, you should go see the show. Okay? Here it comes.
Here it comes. I just got this in the mail.
Wow. Oh man, that's the big melodica.
It's got extra keys. That's kind of what I like about it. See, it's got 1, 2, 3 octaves, yeah. So. There you go.
And it's got the extended mouthpiece. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I first got it, everybody's like, "Yeah, but it's cheating, man. You know, you have to use the small one." I was like, "Oh, dude, I don't have to. If I'm playing a melodic, that means I don't have to do anything.
Is there such a thing as cheating in music? What is that?
Oh, well, they used to tell me that with the trombone, because like when I first started playing trombone, I didn't play slide. I'm not sure if I went through this with you last time, but
No, you didn't, and I was going to ask you about because I'm interested in that instrument. It's so different than any other instrument, you know.
I started on valve trombone with the valves. I don't have. Oh, I do have a valve trombone around here somewhere. But I started off with that, and I got such a hard time with all the musicians, especially from the guys I never would expect, guitar players and bass players. I would have the valve trombone. They're like, "Oh man, that's cheating, bro." I said, "He said you got to get the slide." He said, "You know, it's cheating with the valves." So I was like,
"Can you slide with valves? Can you do that? You know?"
No, they have a thing called a superbone that Maynard Ferguson invented. It has a slide and valve combination. He could do that.
That's double cheating.
Oh yeah, that's just no rules at all. That's
let me tell you about the guys who tell you you're cheating. Those are the guys who got the same melodica without that thing, and they're pissed.
Yeah, exactly.
They gotta play it like this, and it's like, yeah, cheating.
No, I like to see what I'm doing. You know, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no kidding.
We got Booker in the house.
Oh, Booker's in the house.
Booker, what's up, man?
Yeah. Booker, he said you were struggling with 190 pounds. Is that true?
It's about 75 pounds.
Oh. Per hands, probably. Yeah. So,
I'm more of a
man.
lover, not a fighter.
Well, that's okay. Listen, you know, you gotta have one of everything if you want to have a good band. Every band needs a lover and a fighter.
Exactly.
Speaking of a fighter, have you seen that? Not that I'm guessing you're a big Leonard Skinner fan, but have you seen that documentary?
I just saw it like a few days ago, matter of fact.
We saw
Did
it last night.
you watch it or you saw that it was on?
I flipped it on. To be honest with you, I turned it on and I completely crashed out, so I don't even remember it. Yeah. I mean, sometimes I'll just put something on just to help me get to sleep, and that did the trick. But I plan on watching it awake.
It's
I did see the Zappa documentary, which is great.
Did you see that?
We turned it off.
Yeah, I think we had to turn that off.
You didn't like that one?
Well, I don't know. We didn't get. It depends on the mood. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Yeah.
We didn't like anything about it.
Zappa's. You know, I mean, he's walking a weird path, and that's okay. Though he was
very nice.
Yeah, he didn't seem like the most fun guy. I think, you know, when I'm in a band, I want to have fun. I don't want to be like threatened or.
That's what the Leonard Skinner guy.
Man, it's gonna blow your mind.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check it out tonight.
Yeah.
It's
It's like I want to quit that band.
But I'll tell you this. All right, let's just play a little game. Because how many Leonard Skinner songs can you name?
One.
Freebird.
Right?
Freebird. Oh, that's right. Right. I did see that part of the documentary. I remember that part.
All right, I'll give you his Sweet
Home, Alabama.
There you go. That's two. It'll blow your mind how many hits that they had that you know, and it's like you're gonna sit there and go, "Wow, I didn't know."
Oh, that's right. That's actually. Well, they had growing up in Seattle, they had a grand total of one R&B radio station in Seattle, and they played all this stuff at the time and whatever was hot on the R&B. But as soon as it hit 11 o'clock, all the funk would go off and they start playing rock. And the first song they played was Up on Cripple Creek.
Oh, well, I gotta love that.
By the band. And then they played Oz Skaggs. I remember the playlist almost completely. And they played Elton John, and they start getting into Skinner, and they kind of, creeped up on you until the next thing you know, you're checking out Creedence and everything. So I love Creedence.
I tell you what, it's gonna just blow your mind when you watch this doc. And I forget who were we talking to that said we should watch it.
The guy last night, Mark Mangold.
Oh, Mark Mangold, yeah. Hammond player, keyboard player. And I said, we should watch it. It's our business. We should know what's going on. It's gonna blow your mind. So I'm thinking it's a little different than your path up or my path up. These guys, And they're not from Alabama.
No.
They're from Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even more interesting.
Oh, just wait. It gets really, I'm not going to mess it up for you, but I'll tell you, just remember the part about the guitar player from California who said, I'm not going to be in the band anymore. When you get to that part, you'll know you're almost to the end. And it blew my mind so bad. Now, you know I played, or maybe you don't know that I played with John Entwistle.
I did see that, yes.
Okay.
I did read that.
Well, I didn't know that they played with the Who,
Right.
Leonard Skinner.
In 73.
In 73, and I mean, I'm thinking, what is that bill like?
And they
Did they tour together or something like that?
Yeah.
They
Okay,
opened-
that doesn't surprise me. Doesn't completely surprise me. No, especially at that time, 73. Yeah, that was Was it what was that other group there?
Warner Brothers?
America.
Oh, America, sure, horse with no name.
Yeah, yeah. There was all these crazy bookings, pairings. These two that have 2 or 3 acts on the road together. It was a different time, you know. I mean, you can see Miles Davis with the Gap Band, you know.
Yeah, but I could. Let me tell you, I could put that together a lot easier than I can put the Monkees and Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, that's right. That happened too.
Yeah.
I was a big Monkees fan.
Were you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm you know, the TV show. I was a kid when it was on, and
Yeah.
I watched that show every Saturday morning. The Monkees.
Yeah, I did too.
Well, then, okay. Listen, I'm going to tell you a great story, great Mickey
Okay.
Dolenz story. I did a rock and roll fantasy camp, and Mickey was one of the celebrity counselors, and you know, it was a bunch of us. And at the orientation, everybody goes up and they tell a little story, and Mickey goes up, and he's going to tell the story about meeting the Beatles, right, at Abbey Road. He's in London, right, and they said, you know, you want to go to Abbey Road? The Beatles are recording, and you know, if you want to meet them, now's your chance. So Mickey goes out and he rents one of those psychedelic painted Rolls Royces.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I guess Lennon had or whatever. He gets one of those, and he goes out and he buys this, for lack of a better word, a costume. It's a suit with all colors and all shit all over it, and he's wearing the prism glasses, you know, that you can't really see out of, and he's got a feather boa around his neck, and he's all colorful. And
He wanted to blend in.
He wanted to blend in, and he walks into the studio, and they're sitting there in jeans and t-shirts, and Paul's in his bare feet.
Right.
And Lennon goes, "So, Monkey Man, how's it going?"
Smoky Man.
He said, "I felt like the biggest dick on the planet." He's wearing all that satin stuff and sparkly shit and the glasses. But what a great guy and hysterically funny guy.
Oh, I used to love. He was always my favorite on the show, and I did meet. Was it Dick York? Is that his name?
Oh, Peter Tork.
Peter Tork. That's right, Peter Tork. I was thinking the Bewitched guy.
Yeah, right.
I met him. Yeah, I met him. I met him at Levon's bar years ago, while he was still alive. Yeah.
Levon, man.
Okay, Mike Nesmith.
Oh, yeah, Mike Nesmith, the guitar player.
Yeah.
I dig him too. I used to like him. He was like
He wrote Beat of the Different Drum that Linda Ronstadt did. He wrote that song.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I have another fun fact.
Oh.
His mother invented whiteout.
We know.
I was going to tell that song.
Yeah.
His mother did invent whiteout.
She's loaded.
But I'll tell you another fun fact. Have you ever seen his film called Elephant Parts?
No.
Oh,
It
shit.
was funny in the 80s.
It was funny in the 80s if you were like really, really stoned, but it's just so...
Does it hold up?
Tried to watch it again.
Yeah.
It's like little skits and songs and stuff.
If you've never seen it, it'd be funny for you to watch a couple of
yeah. Elephant Parts.
Elephant Parts, yeah.
Right.
It's
nothing to do with animals.
Yes, yeah, and it's Lucy and Ramon. It's crazy. But yeah, we laughed our asses off. I think
we were very stoned.
81, 82. Were we stoned?
You think?
Maybe.
You think? You guys are giving me a lot of homework here. Elephant parts.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's good, and I think if you've never seen it before, it would hold up. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Because I remember just belly laughing all the way through it, and then somehow we came upon it, and it wasn't quite as funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'll see. I think you'll enjoy it, especially
One of the viewers says Monkeys movie Head.
Head. Did you ever see the Monkeys movie Head?
I have never heard of that.
I've never heard of it.
Me neither.
I'm not sure.
What's the rating on that?
I don't know, but I know they only play it downtown after midnight. I don't know.
They're into some different stuff.
Yeah, they're into some different stuff. Well, I'll tell you what. In fairness to those guys, I had a friend that toured with Davy Jones. He was a bass player with Davy for years. How do you get out from underneath that if you want to? You know what I mean? It's not like you can go have another career, that you're always going to be the monkey guy.
Right. Well, didn't David Jones, he went out and did a little solo thing, right?
Yeah.
And he did okay.
Oh, he did real well. Yeah. But he's got to do Daydream Believer and all that.
Right.
And I don't know what else he did, but listen, everybody's got to do their gig, and everybody, he was gigging right up until the end. So, that's good. It's good for him.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some people that just have this stigma, and they just gotta live with it. Yeah, there's some guys that I've played with in the past, and they have these songs that they just have to do. Even Sting, he's got to do certain songs. Bruce has a bunch of songs that he has to do at every show. And I played with O.C. Smith once. Remember that guy?
Yeah, sure. O.C. Smith. What was his song?
Little Green Apples.
Yes.
Yeah, Little Green Apples. So we had to play that all the time. And he's like, and he'd get off stage. He said, I fucking hate that song. He said, but that pays the bills. What are you gonna do?
Right. Like Dionne Warwick hated the way
San Jose.
Yeah.
But hey. Oh, yes, boys and girls. Yes, boys and girls. Dream in Color.
Oh, and Clark is funny, huh?
Funny. I mean, and you've heard me say this a million times, so don't say it again. Well, I have to. These are the conversations that would go on that no one would ever hear. Imagine, I'm sure some of you have been backstage somewhere and you hear the uproarious laughter coming from a place that you can't go. How dare they? But now you get to hang. But that's what it is. You meet, if we were playing with Sting, because Clark played with, or if we were playing with O.C. Smith or Prince. Well, Prince, that's coming up. But if we were playing with whoever, O.C. Smith, I would probably run into Clark somewhere, throughout the day. You get there, if you're there for sound check, and sound check is 4:00 or whatever it is, you don't want to be the last guy strolling into sound check. So you get there about 3:30 and you look at your dressing room and you see what's around and where the catering is, if there's catering or whatever. You just get the lay of the land. And so, if those guys were on stage doing their sound check, I would, especially a horn band, I'd be like, yeah. And it's the same conversation. I mean, and it would be just like that. And I don't know if you remember Clark's original show, but we were plagued with technical problems that night. And I don't know what they were, outside of maybe my inability to die. It wasn't anything like that. He was freezing up. He didn't have a good signal. And his show was so funny that we couldn't, just let it go by. So anyway, I got to get back to him because he's just killing it. It gets much, much funnier, in my humble opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
Yes,
Oh, it does.
definitely.
It's anyway. There you go.
Yeah,
San Jose.
Yeah.
But hey, so what does Sting hate to play?
Yeah.
Oh, that I don't know. There's not very many songs that he wrote that are hateable.
That's
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Is I don't know how he feels about Every Breath You Take. But that's something he has to do.
Yeah.
So it's not bad. It's got a bridge. It's got
Yeah.
It's got a little
love song.
Yeah, it's not a love song.
No. Yeah, a lot darker than that.
Yeah. And so how was Sting cool, or was he like Sting?
Well, we got along famously, man. I really liked hanging with him. He's great to talk to. He's very personable. He's very very cordial. He had me over to his house many times. I think we were on the road once, and it kind of overlapped over Thanksgiving, which is not an English holiday, but he realized that it was a big thing for us, so he had us over to his place in England, and for Thanksgiving dinner. So the folks prepared a nice Thanksgiving dinner for us, which was really nice. And
yeah, that's cool.
Yes.
Yeah, but believe me, I know it's not an English holiday.
Okay,
yeah, right.
Booker says, ask Clark about Prince. He
Uh-oh.
knows.
Prince. Okay, so let's. So go ahead and
he's gonna ask.
Drop some Prince on us now.
Well, yeah, I mean, I did a gig with Prince. I did a week with him. It's just the whole thing was just very surreal and odd. I can't even remember what I told Booker at the time, but it was like I got a call. Like, it was like very weird. The whole thing's just started weird. It was like 2:30 in the morning, and the phone rang, and even the phone was like ringing very odd. I was like, that's weird. And I said, I was looking at the phone. And I said, should I answer it? It doesn't sound cool. So I said, okay, I picked up the phone, and some guy answered the phone with this crazy accent. I don't even know what he said. Hello, is this Clark Keaton? I said, yeah. He says, hold on a second. And he put his hand over the phone. He says, let me call you back. He just hangs up.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm just sitting there shocked. I was like, what the hell is this? So I wait there for 10 minutes, and then the phone rings again, has the same weird ring. Hello, is this Clark Keaton? He said, oh, well, the artist formerly known as Prince would like to have you come to his estate at Paisley Park tomorrow to do some recording with him. And I was like, okay, cool. And he says, and then he starts giving me a few details, and I said, okay, well, what time, what do we do? Are you going to pick me up? What's the story? He said, well, meet us at Newark at 10 a.m. And it just sounded so matter of fact. I said, he's lying. This is somebody, So then he says, yeah, 10 a.m. at so-and-so airline. So I get there. I get there early. And I go to the lady at the desk, and I said, well, my name's Clark Keaton. I'm here. I have a ticket waiting for me. And I want, they said, we have no record of it. So I'm sitting there. I said, what? I got all my stuff with me. And they said, no, we have no record of that. And so I called the number that they gave me. Oh, hello. Is this Clark Keaton? I said, yes. So I said,
I said, yeah. He said, yeah, I'm here with the gate. There's no ticket for me. He says, oh, can you slide us the money until we see you?
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so I got, yeah, this is yeah. So I said, they said, well, we can't pay for it. Can you slide us the money? So I said, oh man, this is just too good. I have to do this. I have to see this through. But everything in my body's telling me, do not do this.
Yeah, that mine. I would have been out.
Yeah, for the artist currently known as broke. And you got to ask yourself, when you're the artist formerly known as Prince, what does your caller ID look like on the phone? Oh wow, must be the artist formerly known as Prince.
Oh man, and so I said I'll pay for it. I paid for it.
Man.
I just finished the tour. I had a little bit of extra money, and I said I'm going to see Prince. I mean, if nothing else, I'll be going there just telling him to give me my money at the very least. And so,
Hey, yo, Prince.
Hey, yo, Prince, what's up with that $500? You know?
Yeah. I wonder what it says on his checks. Does that have a little sign on it?
It was a rubber stamp. I do remember that. So.
Oh man.
Anyway, I get there, and as soon as we get there, there's some guy that meets us there. The guy had a suit and tie on, tall dude. And so he's giving us a rundown. Okay, whatever you do, don't look him in the eye. Never call him. Don't call him Prince. Call him boss or the artist.
Oh.
So, hi, the artist.
So he gave me a list of everything that I was going to do. So we get into the limousine. There's a stretched limo, all purple.
Of course.
All purple. We go inside and
it's for real.
and we go inside and it's all like these harlequins thrown throughout the whole place, like clowns and pillows and silk blankets and stuff. It was really creepy. And all of his music is just like blasting through the speakers. And so they take us to the hotel, and he's giving us more and more instructions as we're getting there, and it's just like too much. I just block him out basically. But we get to the hotel. 5 minutes into the arriving there, we get a call. The artist would like you in the studio. So I didn't even get a chance to put my stuff down. So we're in the studio, and we rehearsed for about 8 hours. 8 hours of rehearsing, all this stuff, and he's just asking us to do all this impossible stuff. Things that are just not really possible. He played a tape of some solo a saxophone player played. He said, "Play that." I said, "Dude, he said, "Well, you can't do it." I said, "No, I can't. I can't do that." So everybody's looking at me like, "Well," I said, "Man, I'm not going to tell you I can do it and I can't." It's like that's not nobody wins like that. So I said I can't do it. So he did that all night. Play this. You can't play this. I said, dude, this is all of this is unrealistic. But we did that for 9 hours. And of course I looked at him in the eye though. I looked at him in the eye the entire time.
That's funny, man. Wow. And did he whisper to people for them to talk to you, or did he talk to you directly?
He looked me in the eye and told me what he wanted. And he's like, he was just open communication, just like a regular cat.
How did he hear about you?
Yeah, how did he get on? I mean,
I have no idea. I had no idea how it happened, how we connected. But I did post one of my songs on the internet in like it was like the first version of MP3s. I posted one of my songs around 1991 and put it on the website. And he chimes in and says, "Great groove, like the trombone solo." Thanks. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know if he just kept me in mind all that time, but
wow.
Well, no one's know if you got your money back.
Yeah, did they pay you for the flight?
They did pay me back. Actually, that's okay. I should clarify that. As soon as I got off the plane, the guy had my money in an envelope and gave it to me.
Did he pay you for the session?
Well, we did the rehearsal. As soon as the rehearsal was over, they said, okay, well, the artist wants you in the studio. So we went upstairs to his other studio and started recording. And that went on for about 5 or 6 hours.
Wow.
And then after that was done, he wanted us to learn the show. So it's like 2 in the morning or 3. So he gives us a video VHS tape, tells us to go learn the show. So all the other horn players are up there like listening to the tape, going back and forth. I said, you know what I'm going to do, fellas? I'm going to take a nap. So I went to sleep. They said, well, we have to know this. But I said, you know what, guys? This is impossible to do. All of this is impossible. So I'm not going to pretend like it is. And then bust my butt and you're trying to learn all this stuff. And none of this is possible. We're not going to, first of all, I know for a fact we're going to do none of this on the show.
Exactly, right?
Yeah, we're not going to do any of this stuff. So I went to sleep. They wrote out all the music. And so after we were done with this, the rehearsal, we went back to the hotel. We get another call from Prince. He wants us back in the studio.
Oh my goodness.
So we went back in the studio and he said we're going to go over the show. Of course, we did none of those songs.
Wow.
It was crazy. And then after we did that, he wanted to take us to a club to watch us dance. He wanted to see if we knew how to dance. So he took us to, yeah. So he had this club called Slam Glam that he had in Minneapolis. So he took us there, and they started playing some songs. They had like an open dance floor, and Prince was up in a booth above the dance floor watching from the booth to see how we moved. And
And you were dancing? You were dancing?
I did absolutely nothing.
Oh, good.
Your horn?
True.
I went to the bar. You know, I went to the bar. Got a drink.
Yeah. I'm going to dance over here. I'm going to do my James Brown over and get myself a whiskey sour, dude.
You know, it was completely. So we finally did the show, and the show went on and on. After the show was over, I did nothing that they told me to do. After the show, he runs up to me and says, "Man, I like your style. I want you in the band."
And of course you said, okay, but don't look me in the eye. Wow.
It was weird. I mean, but the worst part was after I told him, I said, listen, I gotta go home. Call me at home. We'll talk about numbers and everything when I get home. I can't negotiate in your house. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's not really. I'm not in a position to negotiate here. I don't even have any underwear. So.
Well, one of the viewers wants to know if he fed you.
Yeah. Did he feed you?
No, he had these weird dietary things. Totally vegetarian, and so there was just like some salads and stuff like that. But I don't remember ever eating when I was there. I don't remember ever. There was really no time. We're busy the entire time.
That's nuts, man. But and let me tell you what. I mean, I'm not a rehearsal guy. You know, I'm just it's not my thing. I don't like to rehearse. I never have. And you know, I mean, I'll do what I have to do, but. That would have been me saying, "Listen, are you guys paying for the way home too? Because I'm gone."
Yeah. Well, they did get me home. They did get me home. But I for the life of me, I do not remember eating a meal. So, and we're there for 4 days.
And did you want to go back and be in his band?
Yeah.
They called up. They called me up later, and they said, "Yeah, we're really excited to have you with us, and this and that." I said, and they gave me all the details about where we're going to meet, and of course, nobody brings up any numbers. Yeah. So the ball's in my court. I was like, okay, I'll bite. How much does it pay? And so they gave me a number. I said, man, I cannot leave my house for that much money. I love Prince. I think he's a genius. I think he's one of my idols. But I cannot I cannot leave my house for that because I've already established it with these other guys that I played with that my price is here. Why would I charge them this and then charge Prince nothing?
Yeah, and he worked you like a dog.
Yeah,
and that's pretty much what it would be all the time with him. He works you to the bone, and then I come to find out that some people went 4, 5, 6 months without getting paid ever.
Oh. That sounds
that's
like,
unnecessary there,
George
Prince.
Clinton. We saw George Clinton used to do that.
George Clinton, yeah.
Well, that's really the thing. He ran it like old school. I think he kind of wanted it to be kind of like a Chitlin Circuit kind of vibe, and I think he felt that there was value in that.
Value in you starving.
Right, exactly. In his multi-million-dollar complex.
Yeah.
And I saw that place from the outside, like a white warehouse looking place, right?
It was kind of designed like a fishbowl. Because one of the other strange things about it is like when you were kind of hanging out after you rehearse, you get done and you're just kind of hanging out. There might be a little bit of a break, and you're in just kind of a room where there's nothing happening. What do we call it? The green room sort of thing.
Green room, sure.
So you're just kind of hanging out there, and then you kind of feel this thing. You feel like you're being watched. And one day I had this feeling. I looked up, and it was Prince at the top of this bowl, and he's just looking over, peering over, looking at everybody, just taking it all in. But that's just the type of cat he was. He's like, he liked to see people move and see how they operate. And that's just the way he moves. It wasn't for me. I just couldn't do it. Yeah, it was. It just some people was like, wow, that's a great opportunity. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. And
Creepy.
Yeah, that's creepy, man. That's well.
But I have all the respect in the world for the guy, and I honestly miss him in his music. But that was just something that I did. I'm glad I did it. It's on record. New Power Soul is the name of the record.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
That's man.
There's some other parts of the story, but we'll wait till we meet at the bar.
Yeah. Oh man. That's like we play. You can't make this stuff up. I mean, you can make it up, but could you make it up that good?
Oh man, he is so funny the way he tells the story.
Well, because it's just like he's observing it, like he's he's a funny guy, and I got my hats off to Booker. It was Booker that turned us on to Clark, and I'll tell you what, this whole family is growing, and it's amazing because it feels. It's like the 21st century version of being in a band without playing music. Well, I mean, we did that too. You heard the 21st century of jamming at the beginning of the show with Angus playing bass.
That's right.
You remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Anyway.
What else does Clark have to say?
Oh, Clark's got stuff to say. He's got way too much stuff to say, but I'm going to I saw that some of you remember this show.
Yeah, but some of them have never seen it.
And, listen, if this is your first time in the house.
Richard Wing has never seen it. Brenda Laskow has never seen it.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
This went on for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to play.
He doesn't hold back.
No, man. He's cool. All right, here you go. Part 3. And every Thursday for the summer, this is what it's going to be. Throwback Thursday. And it's not about the drama, Mama. No.
And so let me ask you this. Was Prince funny ever? Not even once? Funny?
He's hilarious. He was hilarious. He was so hilarious, a real funny dude. Matter of fact, I believe that the guy that called me was Prince, making a funny voice. Yeah, he making this crazy voice, which he was known for doing. Having this creepy voice But at one point, he called us. I think when we were getting a song together, he called us in the control room, and He said, I can't hear nothing here. I can't hear anything on this section right here. Could you guys come up with something? I said, no. So I know everybody else is jumping around trying to come up with something. I said, I'm not going to write your music for you, you know. So I mean, we haven't talked about this. I said, I can't. He said, so you can't flow? I said, no, I can't flow. He said, you can't flex? I said, I can't flex. He said, well, what good are you? Oh, but the funniest thing, but the funniest thing he said in the studio was, we're recording "When You Love Somebody's" name of the song, and we're playing, and I felt the horn section was on top of the beat, and which we were.
Yeah.
And so Prince immediately stops the tape. He says, you guys aren't going to be able to leave her any earlier by rushing.
Wow.
In other words, don't rush.
Yeah, all right. Don't make it simple, Chris. You know, let's have some code going on. You know what I mean?
No way out. So just
Wow.
Yeah, you're not gonna get out any earlier by rushing. I said, well, I died. I thought it was funny, but he's very
That's fun. That's interesting.
very funny.
I was in a band with Richie Blackmore for a week, and we recorded one song. And it was at 120 beats per minute. He had a DMX drum machine as the click track. And it was, dig it back, dig it back. I mean, I breathe 120 beats per minute, right? And so he's got the 16th note riff, right? And Roger Glover's playing what he's playing, and he says, and Richie turns to me and he goes, your time is off. And I said, what? He said, your time is off. We're not locking. I said, well, it's not me, man. That explains the week, right?
Perfect response.
Yeah, I said, it's not me, man. Because I was locked with Roger Glover,
yeah.
And I said, you know what? Let's go listen to our tracks up against a click track.
Right.
Call him out.
So, and he was flubbing and I was locked, and that was it. See ya.
Well, yeah, I like to do that too. Like if I make a mistake, it's not my fault.
Yep.
Yeah,
how can it be?
Oh yeah, I mean I should have known from the audition, right? Oh, and you talk about guys this is very similar to your Prince phone call. I get a call from Rainbow's manager, Bruce Payne. He said, Richie would like to know if you're interested in playing in the band. And so I went to Connecticut, to Greenwich, where the office was, and come to find out, and he's asking me all these questions, and he keeps looking like this. And so, do you do blah, 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 blah? And do you have that? And are you going to be here for that? And Richie's behind the door, peeking out the door. And it's like, why do you want to have me in your band if you don't even want to talk to me? And so he says, well, he wants you to come to an audition. So I said, all right, I'll come to an audition. So Richie says, do you play a solo? I said, yes, I do. He said, how long? I said, whatever you need. He said, a minute, 2 minutes? I said, whatever you need. 5 minutes, 10 minutes? I said, if that's what you need, whatever. 15 minutes, 20 minutes? I said, whatever you need, I got no problem. Yeah. So he calls Long Live Rock and Roll, which is a shuffle, right? Right? And so we're playing the song, and he takes a solo, and he unplugs his guitar and sits down, and he tells the keyboard player, drop out, and he tells the bass player, drop out. And now I'm sitting there playing a shuffle on a single set of drums. I play 2 kicks, and most of my cool stuff is double bass stuff.
Okay.
And so I start doing this solo in shuffle time, and he's sitting on his amp with his guitar across his lap, unplugged. So I said, you mother motherfucker, you're gonna play me back into this track, or we're not leaving here. And I played every.
Say that.
No, I didn't say that. But I mean, I played every riff and everything. I'm playing on the side of the floor, tom-tom, on the cymbals, on the stands. And I said, you're gonna plug in and play me out, or we're gonna be here all fucking night. And sure enough, after about 15 minutes of everything I could possibly think of to play on a single set of drums, he played me back in. But that's not a good way to start off with a new guy in your band.
Well, what Richie
it's always a test.
yeah.
Yeah.
But what
Yeah.
Richie didn't know is when Steve was a kid, and one of the first gigs that his band did at a high school, he said, "I'm going to do a solo."
Well, let me show you the story on it. I finally, it's, 68 or whatever it was when we first started that band. And, Ginger Baker's out. He's got 2 bass drums. I got to do that, right? Kid down the street has the same exact drum set that I have, and he wants to sell it. I said, man, I'll take it. How much you want? $150. So now I have 2 bass drums, 2 rack toms, 2 floor toms. And I show up, to the gig with the rest of the guys. And I said, I'm going to do a solo tonight. And they said, really? And I said, yeah. I said, it's going to be a monster. Now I have 2. I don't know how to play 2 bass drums yet. I just got it. But, I'm
Looks
no
cool.
problem. And it looked way cool.
Yeah.
And so we're playing Light My Fire, which is always a big drum solo song. And and I started into my solo. I have no idea what I'm going to play. And I look and I see these guys leaving. They went to frickin' Burger King and didn't bring me anything back.
And he had to play a solo.
I had to play my solo. I was like dying at the end. But, it's...
he was prepared for
yeah, so I was prepared for Richie. Go ahead, head out to Burger King. Bring me back some food.
Right.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, the things we do for rock and roll, for music, right? Whatever.
Oh man, yeah, it was.
All
all these over the years, it's like people, they throw all these little tests at you, and I mean, and the thing, my responses to Prince, I don't recommend people doing that sort of thing, like refusing to do certain things. I mean, I arrived at that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I arrived at. I said, I know where this is going. We haven't talked about me writing any arrangements for you. I'm not going to transcribe. He was playing me a cassette tape from across the room of a sax solo. He wanted me to play it. I played like the first. At some point, I played like the first bar of it. He says, "Oh, great! Now harmonize it." And he was like this bebop solo. I said, "Dude, that's what are you? I'm surprised I got that much." But all these things are little tests. He wants to see how you react to this, and that was just Prince. Everybody has their things that they throw at you to see how you react. Are you going to lose it? How do you handle this sort of thing? So, and some of them, I was just like, this. It's not even worth it. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I can do stuff that I can't do, and sometimes I have jumped out there and fell on my face. So that's why I don't. There's certain things I say.
Yeah. Oh, sure, I can do that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like you're fired.
Yeah. Wow, man. Oh, God.
Brett King?
Brett King?
Of course.
He's watching, and he said we had Clark wear costumes when he played with us.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that Nancy Atlas. Natalie Atlas, she's a great singer. Brett's an amazing bass player. We just had a gig about 2 weeks ago.
Well,
what kind of costumes did you?
Yeah, what kind of costumes?
What is he talking about?
Oh man. We can skip over. Oh man, Nancy I don't know where she got this stuff, but she would just have this stuff in her closet. And I'd get to the gig and we discuss nothing. I get to the dressing room. She says, "Oh, by the way, you're wearing this tonight." And and I think one time I was dressed up like a leopard. One time I dressed up as a banana costume on Princess Leia.
And a robot.
Princess Leia?
And a robot. A robot.
And a hot dog and a banana.
Wow.
The other people have to dress up.
Yeah, you're not the only one that they made dress up.
I was the only guy.
Oh!
Well, all right.
Am I lying, Brett? I'm not lying, right?
Hey, Brett, if you want to be on the show, Brett, I'd love to have you on the show.
Yeah.
You can tell your side of the story. I'll tell you, yeah, let's have Brett on the show. I'll tell you, this will make you not feel so bad. Do you remember the movie The Three Amigos with Steve Martin,
Martin
Yeah.
Short.
and Chevy Chase?
Yeah.
Right. And they wore those amazing things with the hat and the sparkles all over them.
Yeah, of course.
Steve Martin and Chevy Chase call up Martin Short and they said, "Listen, we're going to wear our costumes to the Academy Awards tonight. So we'll meet you there." And they didn't wear them.
Oh, they said, "Oh, yeah, right, exactly."
Oh man, you know what, you guys? This is. I'm looking at the clock, and there's plenty of time left. I mean, that's.
He was great.
What can I say? He was fun. Clark Gayton, man. And the guy throws down. I didn't even play the video with him playing. But if you want to, all the shows are out there. We should probably, Angus, publish a list of who appeared when and so on and so forth. But that was a funny show. He's a great guy. And man, I'll tell you what, he and I go on the road doing stand-up if this music thing doesn't work out.
Man, and he said there was more stuff that Prince did.
Oh,
but he didn't tell us.
you gotta know. Come on, I mean, Prince happened at a weird time. He happened at that tweener rock and roll star time. He happened like the British invasion. Those guys got to be as rock stars they possibly could. Mansions and cars and whatever, the life. But now I don't think it's like, I don't think that's what the Foo Fighters are into, or I know that the hip hop crew is pretty glamorous, but the rock and roll band Rockstar Life, like I think it kind of ended with the hair bands maybe. Because I don't think the grunge bands were into that, but it was, it was a time, and and Prince, like I said, he was part of the, he was around, but he was like between the British invasion and the 90s, whatever happened there. So I don't know. I'm not, I just hit things with a stick for a living, and that's it. So I really want to thank Clark for putting a laugh on the table today. Big thanks to Booker King for setting it up. Maybe, you never know, Angus, maybe Clark will join us for Free For All Friday. I wouldn't count on it, but
He's probably playing.
yeah, he's probably playing.
Yeah.
With Booker. No.
Not with Booker. No.
No, I know. But it's so, it's, here, can I get back? No, I can't. Yeah, here, I can't. Watch. There you go.
How do you get out of here?
Wow.
It's tough. It's tough out there, man.
It is tough out there. Hard out there for him. I heard that. All right, well, this is a fun one. This is the fun question.
Okay.
If you could, you can't play melodica or...
Anyway, that was one of the most fun chats I've had here, man. And you got to realize, if you go and look up these guys' resumes, it's like all major big time stuff, especially the horn players that we've had on, man. The brass sections. Wow. I mean, these guys have record credits that you just can't believe. I mean, because if you get a great horn section, whatever. Anyway, I have yet to get my own, but I'm working on it.
Okay,
So yeah, now what?
tomorrow night we have Free For All Friday.
Free For All Friday. So if you're not all laughed out, come on back tomorrow
Yeah.
and get laughed out for the weekend. So, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Does your face hurt? It's killing me. But I'll see if I don't see you in the future. I'll see you in the pasture.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.